What's going on, guys? It's Investing Hustle here, and today I got lots of news. I might as well call this another episode of Too Much News. So today I purchased over $10,000 worth of Khiron. I'm going to walk you through the steps and exactly why I did this, and I'm going to show you how much I bought, how much I sold, because I did sell some already. It was a quick little day trade. I'm still holding on to some of my position. Before we get straight to it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, I want to give a shout out to Neurosis because he's been pumping up Khiron like no other, and today I saw the Khiron's pattern, so I'm like, you know what? Why not? So today, as you can see right here, I purchased $3,000 worth of Khiron at $3.52. So at that point, that was over $10,000 worth of Khiron. So to be exact, it was $10,560 worth of Khiron. And I'm going to walk you through the step why I decided to purchase Khiron. I've mentioned many times to never chase a stock, especially one as hot as Khiron, because Khiron has been on a massive run. And I even told Neurosis, I'm like, I'm not going to chase this stock. I'm not going to chase this stock. I'd rather wait for a correction. But who knows? Like right now, the company didn't seem to start correcting. So I'm going to start off my mindset before all this happened. So this is what I was thinking right here. So I noticed a little pattern here. So Khiron went up, it dipped all the way down to around 348, went back up to 367, it dipped back down to 352, went back up to 366. So I noticed a pattern, and then that's when I'm like, you know what, I like this pattern. If it dips back down to 350, 352, I'm gonna buy some more Khiron. So right here, around here, it went down to 352. I put an order, as you guys can see right here. I put an order of Khiron at 352. First, I canceled it. I changed my mind, but then I filled the order again, bought 3,000 shares at 352. And everything was looking good at first. It looked like I made a good decision because immediately after I purchased at 352, it started going up. It went up to 357. But then Khiron tanked. Khiron almost immediately tanked, went all the way down to 335. This was around 2 p.m. I was freaking out. I'm like, okay, I'm going to cut my losses at 3:30. So I was ready to cut my losses at this point because I didn't want to lose more than 10% with Khiron, and it still would have sucked to lose 10%. But at that point, it's like I'd rather cut my losses than lose more, because I was thinking, why would I do this? Because right here, you see a gap. Usually once you see a gap, what happens is the company fills that gap. So in my head, I'm like, this might potentially go back down to fill that gap, might go back down to 315. So if that's the case, I'm going to cut my losses around 330. I was kind of like freaking out a little, wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was down probably like at that point $500. And I just held on. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to hold on. And it started slightly recovering. And once I seen it recover, that's when I decided to put a sell order. As you can see right here, I put a sell order of 1,500 shares. No, at first I was going to sell 3,000 shares at 360. And then I canceled that order. I'm like, you know what? It might continue to push forward. So I canceled that sell order. As you can see right here, canceled. And then I decided to sell half my shares of 1,500 Khiron shares at 360. And as you guys can see right here, it obviously hit 360 right here. And I thought I made the best choice because immediately after I sold it, it declined. I'm pretty sure I did not decline those shares because I only sold 1,500. And then luckily I held on to the second half of my shares because as you can see, Khiron just made a massive rally before the end of the day. Usually I don't like holding day trades like this overnight. So we're going to see how Khiron starts off tomorrow. They do look to be a little overbought. But either way, I collected half my profits. As you can see right here, that order got filled, 1,500 Khiron shares at 360. I bought at 352. Not that much profit. I think it was around 140 or 120. But my second half, I'm up over $200 on that right now. So we'll see tomorrow how Khiron does. Yes, I finally did a day trade or a swing trade with Khiron. I liked the pattern. Unfortunately, I did get burned because the pattern did not continue. What I was thinking was Khiron was slowly making higher lows. So this was a low right here, higher low, a higher low, and a higher low. So I thought that this pattern was going to continue, and pretty much the moment I decide to pull the trigger, Khiron decides. So it dipped back down and it made a lower low, which should have been a red flag right there. But I didn't listen to that red flag. I figured, oh, this is just a better buying opportunity because I get to pick up around here. And then pretty much what happened after I bought my shares is Khiron immediately declined. And as you guys seen it, they ended up super red hot for the end of the day. Khiron is one of the hottest stocks for today, up 25% today. Let's look at the hottest stocks for today. So right now, the hottest stock is MARA, ticker symbol MARA, Marathon Patent Group. Actually, one of my subscribers from the pre-market live brought this stock up today. So he had an amazing call, but they're currently down 8.21% in the post-market. But MARA, good call. Whoever called that out in the pre-market, that was an amazing call, up 35% today. Second highest winner, CEI, Camber Energy, up 19.48%. I'm pretty sure someone else called this out this morning. So whoever keeps calling these out in the pre-market, you guys are doing amazing. If you guys missed out that pre-market, it's at 9 a.m. every morning, half an hour before the markets open. The next highest winner, Ryu Apparel. This is a very volatile company. I feel like this company is either the top winner or the top loser every day. And right now, it's one of the top winners. Ominto, ticker symbol OMNT, up 16.67%. And of course, Khiron is up there, up 25% today, which is they went up 77 cents. And Khiron, luckily I did a nice day trade with them. I made a little bit of money, not too much, but I'm still holding on to my second position, hoping to make a little more. CXXI up 26%, C21 Investment, MDRM, that's another company that I keep talking about. It's a very good swing trade company. It's just a little hard to trade because it is a penny stock. Modern Mobility Aids, TGIFF, another company that someone called out this morning, and we did review this company, and I think I said I like this company. Let me just see. Yeah, I said that I like this company. This company went up 12.96%. Another company we talked about this morning, SHMP, and I did say that I like this company today because it did have a nice little decline. And what do you know? SHMP went up 19.63% today. And we did call this company out this morning, and I said I like this company's PCG. I think someone else called this out today, and they went up 14.6%. So my pre-market, whoever's attending, you guys are just announcing or you guys are just naming some hot companies. And today we were on fire. So all these companies were on fire today. So those were the big winners. Let's take a look at the biggest losers right now. So it's not that bad. The biggest loser is CLSK, CleanSpark, down 15.34%. And they had a nice massive run. So all we're seeing right now is pretty much they're correcting themselves. This could be a hot company to pick up. That's CleanSpark, CLSK. Once again, let me remind you guys that this is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes. I do not recommend anyone to invest in any of these companies just because I'm talking about them. So make sure you do your due diligence. But the only thing I don't like about them is that high price to revenue, price to sales, but this is a potential swing or day trade company. Another red company is MGWFF, Maple Leaf Green. But I'm just going to skim past some news right now. So one of them is Activision Blizzard is laying off hundreds. Is this meant to be good? So I'm just going to read the summary. Activision Blizzard recently released their Q4 earnings report with numbers being pretty disappointing overall. As a part of their restructuring efforts, the company is laying off 8% of its workforce, around 775 employees. This news was greeted with overall support from the investment community due to its helping EPS growth and deprioritizing disappointing projects. Although I can understand the short-term boost that this will bring, it isn't a good sign for the overall health of the company and could have unintended long-term consequences. After a large drop last year, Activision will likely still prove to be a good investment, but management's decision make me not want to own the company over a long term. So what do you guys think about Activision laying off 775 employees? Let me know what you guys think. So now this is the complete opposite. Netflix is creating a production hub in Toronto that will support up to 1,850 jobs. So Activision is laying off people. Netflix is creating more jobs. If you guys want to check out that article, I'm not going to read it. Just type in this title. It seems like pretty good news. Also, another one is Walmart raises their annual dividend yield to $2.12 per share, marking 46th consecutive year of dividend increase. So Walmart is starting to become a very good dividend company, especially since they're consistently increasing their dividend, which is very good for Walmart. Good news if you're a Walmart shareholder. And now let's move on to some marijuana news. Aurora Cannabis. This is actually a very bad article about Aurora Cannabis. I'm not going to read this whole article. If you guys want to check it out, you guys can type in Aurora Cannabis, a gluttony that will end in dread. Aurora's investments have not entirely astute. The future outlook is continued losses on its investments and more dilution. Just by reading that summary, it's not looking good. Aurora's moment in the sun will end. This is scary for Aurora investors. But once again, don't let this article scare you guys. I'm just here to bring you guys the news. So, A Moment in the Sun describes a brief instance in which an otherwise obscure or unremarkable person draws attention. Fundamentally, Aurora is a loss-making farming enterprise that has failed in its grandiose attempt to create its own cannabis fund. As cash burns accelerates, the company will increasingly rely on toxic financing to fund its operations. This will lead to even higher rates of dilution than shareholders have suffered from. This is a quote: "I lose sleep over our ability to supply this global cannabis market." That's from Terry Booth, CEO. One would think that a total asset base comprised 76.75% of intangible assets and goodwill versus net debt of US 254.47 million would be the sole reason for insomnia within the executive ranks. As net debt continues its unabated march forward with the US 345 million convertible note offering, Aurora's moment in the sun is likely to come to an end. So that's very scary. If you guys want to check out this full article, you guys can check it out. It's not looking very good for Aurora in this article. But this isn't to scare you guys. This is just to bring you the news. Let me know what you guys think and if you guys read this article. But let's move on to some other news. Actually, one of my viewers has brought this up in the morning live stream, which is Cronos vote shifts pot attention to tobacco. So Cronos Inc. shareholders will vote this week on Altria's Group Inc.'s $2.4 billion investment if approved. And it would be surprising if not. The deal will mark the first foray by a major tobacco company into the cannabis space, giving Altria a 45% stake in the pot company with the option to boost that to 55%. Now, I was just thinking something in my mind. So, like, what if shareholders rejected that investment and immediately sold all their shares? They would collect so much profit, because obviously if you're holding Kronos, well, hopefully you're holding them from like the 10s, the 13s. Let's say you rejected that offer, you sold all your shares, Kronos crashed, took a major dip. They probably would go back down to the 10s, 11s, and 12s. And then you guys would have collect so much profit and then maybe wait for another investment opportunity. In my head, I was just thinking, like, what if everyone rejected it, sold all their Kronos shares, collected all their profits, which gave Kronos another buying opportunity. But that's it for Kronos. Let's move on to another one, which is marijuana stocks. Canopy growth falls on fears weed supply is too low to keep market share. So Canadian marijuana producer Canopy Growth might not have enough weed stocked up to keep its grid on nearly a third of the nation's legal cannabis GMP security set. So you guys can check out this full article. I'm not going to read it. And then let's move on to the last one. Hexo Corp enters into a $65 million bank debt facility. So I'll just read the first paragraph. So Hexo is pleased to announce it has entered into a syndicated credit facility with Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, CIBC, as sole bookrunner, co-lead arranger, and administrative agent, and Bank of Montreal as co-leader arranger and syndication agent. So together with CIBC, the lenders, under the terms of credit facility, the lenders will provide Hexo up to $65 million of secured debt financing at a rate of interest that is expected to average in the mid to 5% per annum range over its 3-year term. So what do you guys think about that? Hexo enters into a $65 million bank debt facility. It's good that banks are finally, well, I guess now that marijuana is legal, all these companies can finally get loans from banks and they don't have to dilute their shares. I wish Aurora would have done this instead of diluting their shares. Now we have up to 998 million shares diluted with Aurora Cannabis. Well, anyways, that's it for all this news. Let me know what you guys think about it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, don't forget to hit that notification bell and smash that subscribe button. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye-bye.